finally hit it for my last 2019 wrapping up video, and it's halfway through February, but I just take my time with everything, obviously. I promised I was gonna do it, but here is my like wrap up video for my TBR Manning challenge that I did in the year of 2019. So basically I want to just talk about how I feel it went and what I did and just like the whole entire experience, and it was fun and I definitely think it worked, but I still ended up buying books. So like, did it really help? Yes and no, because there is bad consequences from it and there's good consequences from it, and it was an experience, but I'm excited to talk about it. So basically for this challenge I had a list of 2 pages of reading prompts that I used, and what these reading and prompts entailed is every time I would read a book that worked for one of these prompts, I would earn money and put it into a fund. So I had challenges that would add $2 to the fund, challenges that would add $5, and challenges that would add $10. So basically I was saving money from the reading that I was doing, and that money I could then use to buy more books. Throughout the whole year I only went over the challenge one time, and that was because I really wanted to buy Ghost of the Shadow Market and I was $5 under, but I managed to read a book and catch myself up very quickly. So I feel like even though that was a fail, it wasn't a major fail where I was like $80 behind. Like most of the time when I get into these type of challenges, like I go well for a slight amount of time, but then I just get really far behind because I end up buying a lot of books. And out of the 52 challenges I had, there was only 8 that I didn't actually complete. So I didn't read a book to movie adaptation, I didn't read a book involving a heist, I didn't read a steampunk, I didn't read a romance set in the future, I didn't read a book in one day, I didn't read a book entirely outside, I didn't read a classic, and I didn't read a book by an author who has the same first or last name as you. So I think I did pretty well, but the thing that I also did is I doubled up on a lot of challenges. I had 3 books for multiple POVs and 3 books for a book that's under 200 pages, and I did multiples on the colors because I thought, you know, I could do multiples because I'm still reading a book, I could still earn the money. But I still think that because I got mostly done with all the challenges, and like they were very easy to complete, like it was basically like most books you could fit for like a wide variety of these challenges, so I didn't want to make it too hard. It was more me trying to make myself earn the money to then save and not buy books, and I kept a tally of everything that I did in this notebook where I was like writing the book that it related to on the challenge and keeping how much money I saved, and I went through quite a lot of pages in that notebook with all the challenges, and at the end of my wrap up videos I would explain what challenges the books related to and tell you how much money I had at the end. And I definitely found that I did less book hauls because I used to do like 1 a month, but I went down to like 4 or 5 last year, which was really good for me. So I'm glad that I stuck to it, and I'm glad I'm only doing it for a year, because this year now I am not doing any type of money ban at all. It's just my own self-will of, do you really need this? And most of the time I'm like, hells yeah. The one problem I definitely saw with this challenge though is when books came out that I was really excited for, I didn't have the money to buy them. That by the time I did have the money and the books were cheaper and I could buy them on sale, I wasn't excited anymore. So that really stuffed me for reading anticipated reads, because I only managed to read like 9 of my anticipated reads last year, and that's really bad because some years I've done like 20 of the anticipated reads, because I can anticipate the read, but if you never get to the book because you've got too many books to read, that happens. Like there is so many books out there that we can't really get to them all right now, that is completely understandable. To have it self-inflicted that I actually don't want to read them anymore, and I own so many of my anticipated reads from last year because I bought them later on when I had the money, and like, oh, sometimes they'd be like 14 bucks for a hardcover and you're like, yep, I need that. It made it really hard because my TBR rose and I didn't get to reading any of the books that I was wanting to read, and I found it very strange because I kind of wasn't really sure what I actually did read last year, because I'm like, what happened? I read 84 books, but what books was I actually reading? But this year I'm definitely going to try and read more of my anticipated reads and trying to buy them quickly, and I think I've been doing good so far because I've already read 2 of them, and I pre-ordered some that are coming out this month because they're a bit cheaper, because it seems the new norm is hardcovers cost more than $30, and I just cannot fathom how I'm gonna spend 30 bucks on every single book that I buy. It's just not right. I don't want to be spending that much on books, and I already have a million books. So some of them I'm buying and others that I'm leaving until they get cheaper, hopefully, because Book Depository generally does that. After a while they just put the price down and then people actually will buy the books. So that is what I'm waiting for. But I am definitely feeling a lot better on the anticipated reads front, but I'm also not really reading that much at the moment, so that's not really helping me either. And the other thing thing that I had with this is I also discovered the Facebook page of the Love Oz YA, where people would be selling their old books for a discounted price, and I had the whole idea that shipping wasn't included, so I was only taking like $4 out of my TBR fund to buy like 6 books. So I definitely found a loophole. And I also kept finding reasons to buy books where I was like, oh, if you've already read it, you can buy it without the TBR fund, or if you've done this, you can buy it without the TBR fund. Like, obviously every single book that I bought with the TBR fund I had not read before, but it's still funny to me that I was doing that, and I just found a way to still accumulate books. And I did do an unhaul at the start of last year that definitely put my TBR down a bit, so I did think that I did well, that I think my TBR was like 20 books better off, which most of the time I have like 80 more books than I started with. So like, I'm scared for this year because I don't know where it's gonna go, but I definitely think the TBR fund worked, but I also found a lot of reasons and excuses for it not to work, which is probably not good. Like, oh, I can buy a book box because, you know, I'm buying a box. It's not actually buying the book because you don't know what it is, even though I was buying boxes because I definitely knew. Like, stuff like that where I was kind of cheating and not doing the right thing, but I still ended up having a lot of fun with it, and I definitely think it was a good experience, but I definitely didn't want to continue on. I only wanted to do it for the 1 year, say that I did it, and I am really glad that the challenge that me and Sasha decided to make up really worked for me. It didn't really work for her because I think she gave up after a couple of months because it just wasn't working with her schedule, but I still am happy that I stuck it out and I did pretty well, and I'm just pretty happy with myself. But anyway guys, thanks so much for this wrap up video. I hope you enjoyed knowing a bit more about how it went for me and having a full video and a full discussion, because I really wanted to film this too because I can always look back on it, which is really good. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!